Nation.
Hey, what up, my people? What up? How y'all feeling today? Yes, I know I ain't gave y'all a personal story in a minute, but this is what this is. But first, let me shout out them members. Shout out South Park Cal. That's what I'm calling you. Your name Cal with the South Park. Whatever. Shout out DeMarcus Amari. I hope I said your name right. I butcher names on this channel. Remember that. Now today I got an addiction story for y'all for one of my own personal experiences, and I hope y'all enjoy. Let's get straight into it. I go by DJ, but you can call me D.
So I go extra hard on that hard flow.
Call me D. It's the year 2013, and me and my baby Kendra, we 1 year in the Greenwood, and I just got my second and final life insurance check from my mom passing away in a car accident 9 years before. So unlike blowing my first check, I used this money to buy a new car, straight out, with the title and all. No car notes, none of that. Wish I would have did that the third time around when I got. But anyway, I'm driving a silver 2003, 2004, I think, Buick LeSabre, and I just started working a night shift at the post office from 10 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. My weed trade was already kick-started, so adding in the extra money to this whole situation was like the peak of my life at this point. I had already picked up a drug habit, but it wasn't so bad that I put a lot of money towards it. So it's a few months down the line, I started to notice that it's a lot of homeless people, drug addicts, drug dealers. It infested this area, you know what I'm saying? It's what you would expect living in a Section 8 apartment. But because there was about 8 to 9 motels smack dab in the middle of it, it made it just that much worse. You know, some folks even built a pathway into a wooden area where this casino is at and called it Tent City from all the homeless people living there. And the younger me used to have this black and white mentality that they put themselves in a situation. They were in it and it was their job to put themselves back up. But by this time, I've gained a lot more context about people and their mental health, their childhood upbringing, domestic abuse, sexual abuse, you know, all the struggles that you can go through. So it added a gray area to the way that I thought that wasn't there before. And I fought with that more and more as I interacted with people because how disrespectful or how manipulative some of them can be. So on this day, it's the middle of the summer. I'm about to go to my neighbor's house to cop some tens. And she asked me could I go to the store for her because she was pregnant. Her baby daddy locked up for the next 5 years and she craving pickles and chocolate. And she would give me a discount for the perks if I did that for her. I obliged. You know, until you show me you're a bad person, I'm going to assume that you are a good person. I know that's a risky way of seeing people because most of us live by that shoot first and ask questions later approach. But I started to feel like, man, if we're all following each other with the same thoughts, nobody will ever see a different way to think. If that makes sense to you. So I end up at the store, I get a few things for myself. I'm on the way out and I run into this young guy, kind of tall, brown skin. His clothes was hanging off of him like they was too big or like he lost a lot of weight. And like many times before, he was another person asking for change. I used to hear the most believable excuses or explanations on why they needed the money. They wanted to buy a room for the night. My kids ain't eat today. I'm trying to pay for my ID to get a job, but this guy straight up told me he needed money for dope. And because he was so young, I felt sorry for him, and I was asking him how old he was. Yeah, I'm 17, bro, but you know I'm out here on my own. If you don't want to, man, I understand. But I had to try my hand, you feel me? And like y'all know about me by now, if it's one thing that I can always respect about anybody, it's honesty. Brutal honesty even more. So I went in my pocket, I gave him $5, and I told him, no, like, this ain't for that. Like, go get you something to eat, man. You look like you hungry. You know, this that same $5 I would have to pay to my neighbor, but because she did me a favor, I had some extra to do him a favor. See how that energy transfer, you fit? We gonna get into that. He extra excited, surprised I gave him that much, and I pull him to the side and I asked him like, can you get in the car so I can holler at him? And we sit down and I tell him straight up, look, it's a lot more where that came from. What I gotta do? And I pulled out an application from my glove compartment to McDonald's and I passed it to him. Back when they still gave out paper applications. It was where I would have been working at if I didn't get that job at the post office. So I left it in my glove compartment just in case I still needed it or one of my family members, anybody. I told him that I'll pay him to get a job, take you to the barber shop, get you some good clothes, and whenever you get an interview, I'll get you a motel room for the week. That way you close by. You know, by this point, he telling me everything I wanted to hear. like I knew he would do. So I doubled down by saying, look, I'm serious, bro. If you can try hard, bro, I'll help you. I know I can't get you clean overnight, but at least you'll be able to pay for your own shit, whatever that may be. And after he got the job and everything is when I would bring up the whole rehab jump. But I told him straight off the back, I was not going to help you get high at all, no exceptions. I gave him my number and I asked him if he had a phone. He said no, and I told him, look, if you get this job, I'll bankroll a phone for you too. All this sound amazing to him, saying he glad that I came in the store today. You know, he real excited. I got a call from my neighbor right then and there, asked me, was I good? Because the Shell gas station is right up the street from where we lived at. And I told her I was helping a friend and I'm on the way. I get off the phone, he extra apologizing about holding me up. I said, bro, you good. You know, it feel good to help people. So he get out the car and he stick his head back in the window.
I'm for real, I'ma do it, man. Like, you gonna answer your phone?
I said, bro, I'm gonna answer. Any unknown number that called my phone, I'm answering. I got you. Dap me up, he walk off. And while he was leaving, he told me his name was Kari. I drove off hoping and praying that he would. You know, his age played a big factor in why. So I get back to her, my neighbor, and I get my pills. I go back in the house. Now, I told y'all in previous stories how I would rehearse my music a lot, not having a show to perform or nothing, just to stay sharp. And most of all, I just love the fuck out of it. I would pop one before I rehearse, and I would pop one after to relax. Everything I did couldn't be done with a sober mind, but I didn't know that at the time. You know what I'm saying? I'm not noticing I need this in order to do this. Kendra come in saying I need to get some sleep since I gotta leave in the next 4 hours, not accounting for the half an hour it actually takes to get there. And as always, I'm like, yeah, I know. And I end up trying to sleep an hour before, waking up thinking a pill gonna pipe me up to get to work, but just made me even worse. And doing this enough times over and over, I end up missing work, losing hours, which lost me money. A week later, I go looking for Kari because I ain't heard from him since then, you know, and I find him in the same area. When I pulled up on him, he excited. I see him raising up his arms.
See, look, that's a real friend right there. Yeah, that's a real friend right there.
I get out the car, I greet him, and he showed me a bag with his clothes in it saying, hey, this is interview clothes. And I'm like, oh shit, you got the interview, bro? Like, I'm really surprised. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think he was gonna do it.
Hell yeah, bro. Shit, she gave me an interview right after I put in the app.
I gave him $10 and I said, look, man, it's more where that came from, bro. Just keep going hard. He thanked me and said he'll call me after his first day, which was the following week. Next week comes and he does call me, but he calls me in the middle of his shift. And I'm asking him, I'm like, how the hell you calling me? He said he calling me from one of his coworkers' phone. And he telling me he can't do it. He can't do it. He ain't had it hit since the night before, asking me to bring him some. Bro, hold on. I told you I meant what I said before. And he literally tells me,
if you can't, bro, I gotta go.
Now, not knowing what I got myself into, I don't know what the fuck to do, because I did tell him he could support his own habit that way without telling him the end game. And it got me thinking it was the bad idea from jump. I've spent over $100 for his room. Now I only got less than $100 left that was gonna last me till next payday, and I still got my own habit to worry about. So I told him no, and I told him, man, just be honest with your manager. Like, they might understand. But he still give him a bogus excuse anyway, but it actually worked. They didn't fire him, but they did let him leave. So after that, I don't hear from him for a while, and it goes on 2 to 3 weeks, and I see him at the same Shell gas station asking for change. And when I pull up on him, he don't even recognize me because he's so goddamn high. I lost hope right then and there. And right after that, a white car full of white girls pulled up. They get out, going up off on him, asking him what he doing, where have you been? And I tell him everything I tried to do for him, and they gave me the scoop, saying, look, he's actually 21. He has a home in Chester with his mom and his sisters, and he started using in high school. The story they gave me was that he just out of nowhere started using drugs, and nobody knows why, which is bullshit. In my opinion, it's bullshit. Nobody just starts using for nothing. Even if it's something small, like I just wanted to experiment. Even if he was following the crowd, there's always a reason somebody started using and kept using. Especially when you're talking about something hard like food. So time will go on, and I'm still working at the post office. My car stopped running. I started slacking on getting to work on time. It get to the point where I only go to work for 2 days out the week. 1 day out the week, my check ain't number $200-300, saying that the weed money was gonna make up for the lost work money, when originally the work money was supposed to make up for all the weed money that I'm not making. So I'm moving totally backwards at this point. My manager, he already gave me a warning, but at the post office, if anybody who watching ever worked at the post office and then you get in a union, it's very hard for you to get fired. If you lose your job, you was fucking up tremendously. So after my warning, you get 7 days in the street, meaning a 7-day suspension, no pay, but you get to come back to work. So I'm on my 7-day suspension. I'm feeling useless. I'm feeling like a goddamn waste of space. I just feel like nothing. And I had just recently got cable for the house. Hooked up everything, like I'm feeling like the boss hog. You know what I'm saying? I got cable in the house, money coming in. I got a good job. I got a car, and all this shit came crashing down within a year, bro. Within a year, the shit came crashing down. My habit played a big part in that. If I was saving money, my car wouldn't have stayed not running. I would have been getting to work on time. So a lot more money would have been in my pocket. So all the problems that came after wouldn't have even existed by then. So by this time, I'm walking indefinitely. You know, there's no more driving at this point. I'm walking to the store one day, and guess who I see? Kari. I'm supposed to be meeting a play at Family Dollar. And I'm such in a messed up mood, man. I walk right past him. I don't even speak because I'm thinking about all the money I wasted on him. He say what's up, but I keep walking. And when I get to the entrance of Family Dollar, I see my place standing off to the side, holding his money out. And I'm looking at him crazy like, what the hell? Like, what you doing, bro? You gotta also understand, this is 2013, 2014 time. So we won't accept it as it is now. You know, niggas was still getting possession charges instead of fines to pay. I motioned for him to move off to the side, out of view of the store and the cameras, and I walk inside the store. Something I always did with public transactions. I act like I'm here to actually go to the store instead of dapping somebody up and walking back the opposite way. That's crazy work for whatever you may be selling. So 30 seconds in, dude is right behind me in the store asking me what happened, why I go in the store, and when I tell him why, he get an attitude. You act like you selling crack or something, boy. Hey, man, give me my fucking weed, man. What you on, boy? And I ain't giving you a motherfucking thing talking to me like that. You can go outside and wait, or this shit dead. Now I get it. It's just weed. But I'm not one who take petty ass chances with his life. This was an older guy who's about 15, 20 years my senior, and he ain't even smoke weed. He always bought weed for his stable, which had to be at least 4 to 5 girls he was running out of a motel. And I actually had a run in with one of his girls who tried to get me back to her room. So if you want to hear that story, go in the comments and say, tell that story. Anyway, I'm pretty sure he's lived a rough life and has been places that I can't even fathom. So me selling him an 8-ball of bud in public and getting caught for it was small potatoes compared to prison time for attempted murder, which he had on his jacket. So here you got 2 black men from different age generations, from different backgrounds, which gave us 2 different perspectives on the situation.
Look, youngin', you fucking with my patience. Only reason I ain't murdered your punk ass shit is because I ain't gonna get away with it. Just give me my shit.
And he takes a folded up $50 bill and tucks it in my hoodie pocket. Now we in the aisle, no cameras and no staff, so I could just give it to him, but my pride kicked in overdrive. Talking crazy like that, I feel bitched if I give it to you, even though you paid already because I told you to go outside and wait. I'm not trying to do it like that. So I tell him, you heard what I said, bro. I'm still grabbing stuff out to buy. I think it was some Oreo cookies, and I got a personal bottle of milk, which was a must-have every day. If you ask Kendra, she'll tell you, we damn near ate a pack a day. So after I grab the cookies, he walks out the store. I go get in the line. You know how you in the line just waiting, but then you kind of scan the store, and I can see him outside the store pacing back and forth in front of the door, looking at me the whole time. And it's looking like he's trying to hold himself back from doing something. So I'm like, this is a one-way in, out situation. I'm gonna have to see dude no matter what. As the clerk is ringing me up, I see Kari walk over to him, and it looks like he asking for change. I can't hear from the inside, but it looked like his mouth said, get the fuck out of here, bitch. Don't talk to me. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm on my way out. Kari is going back and forth with him. I'm really about to walk away because $50 ain't really worth my life at this point, but Kari won't stop. He ends up putting his finger in dude's face like, I don't even know what he said. He kind of had a mumble when he talked, you know what I'm saying? Like, you do nothing, you know what I'm saying? So I shouldn't have to say it, but yeah, hands was laid real quick. But because the guy back is towards me and the angle I was watching them from, I couldn't see that he actually pistol whipped him with the butt of his gun. Now, I knew he had a gun, the same one he always got when we meet up, but surviving on this part of Midlothian, you have to. I got in between him and Kari, and I passed him the weed. Here, bruh. I'm like, just take it. Don't do him like that. Like, he jive fucked up in the head. Like, I'm trying to make the case that he had a mental problem, so maybe he'll consider not hitting him again.
That boy just a flunked out junkie, like the rest of them.
I'm confused, because he played with his nose too. Regularly. Probably more than him. But I ain't mention it. I said, you know what, he good, bro. He had enough. Leave him be. And he tucked his gun and walked off. I helped Kari up, asking him what the hell was he thinking, and he rushing me out the way saying, we gotta get the fuck up out of here. Bro, he gone. What's up? He reaching his coat pocket, pulling out a wad of cash. Had to be a few hundred, maybe close to a band. In my mind, first thing I said was like, the fuck you asking for change for if you got... He put his finger up trying to shush me. I smacked his hand out the way because it touched my lip. I'm like, I ain't no bogus type dude, bro, but you out here smelling like showers don't exist. So God only knows what your fingers been or where they ain't been, whatever.
Cool out, brother. He ain't gonna know.
And he tried to give me some of the money, and I turned it down at first because I didn't want no parts in the pain dude finna give out when he see that his money gone. Telling me he grabbed it out his pocket when they were face to face before he hit him. And this dude's coat was huge, so his pocket was huge and kinda wide open. I ain't noticed it, but he did. I thought about how dude was talking crazy to me, saying he'll murder me, pistol whipping Kari. Fuck him. I walked him all the way to my crib so we can count the money. And like I thought, it was only a few hundred. It was so many ones and fives. It looked like it could be more. So all in all, we split 200 each. And I told him he can keep the extra few dollars. It had to be about a good $12, $13 extra. And then he asked me the magic question.
Why you even help me, dog? I thought I done wasted your time and all.
And I told him, I don't know, bro. I'm gonna be real. I'm glad I did. So we in there laughing about it. And I get a knock at the door. I know who it is, but he don't. His eyes wide as hell when he see his whole mama coming to pick his ass up along with his sisters, and he looking at me like, what the because when his people picked him up that day the first time, his sister asked me to call her if I ever seen him again, and she gave me her number. And I told him, dude gonna kill you when he find out, bro. So even if you don't want to get clean, I know you want to stay alive at least. So in my mind, it all worked out. He ain't say nothing. He just walked out with him. And that same night, I spent almost half that money on perks, with the next day being a day that I actually discovered 80s. Before I continue, y'all, I want you to notice something. I'm sitting here thinking I'm on top of the world. I'm giving this young man some game. Not saying that I can't, but by this point, I don't even know that I don't have it all together yet. Think about that shit. I'm sitting here looking at this man in his position, me being an addict myself, but I'm looking at him as worst off because he out here asking for change. He looking real bad, like, and I'm feeling bad for him, so I want to help him, but I'm not even knowing I'm in his same position. It's just the appearance look better. Me and him is the same person. I'm just a little older and the outside appearance just look a lot better. Fucking crazy. After the whole ordeal, it almost made me lose hope in helping anybody else in that position, but it didn't. That same year, you know, I took covers from our own bedroom and I gave them to a homeless lady who slept at the bus stop in front of our apartment complex every night. When my car stopped running, I only had one winter coat at the time, and I'm walking from the store with Kendra, and I gave a homeless dude my coat that I was wearing right there on the spot. And Kendra asked me, was I sure? It's really cold out here. But I told her, like, I got a warm house to go to every night. I got a million hoodies that I can stack over my body to make me warm. Versus this guy who got to be out here every night, all night with nothing, no house, just the clothes on his back, and gotta wait till the morning, and hopefully by then it'll warm up a little bit. You can only imagine having to live that type of lifestyle. It don't stop. I don't stop trying to help people, but I also recognize that I need to hone in on myself first. I need to get me together first. I need to start looking at myself and focusing on helping me so I can help others. I can't be sitting here spending all this money trying to help this person who ain't even ready to be helped yet. I ain't even got me fully together yet. I'm not even halfway ready to get off pills yet. I'm only a few years in. My tolerance ain't even high yet. But no matter what time in my life this was, I still like to help people. I never seen Kari again. Like, to this day, I haven't seen Kari. I don't know if something happened to him. I don't know if he passed away. I just hope you're doing better. I hope you got clean. I hope you got it together. Now, the message that I want to leave with y'all today is this. Whoever created the saying, don't bite the hand that feeds you, had a real way with words. It's not always that simple. Next time, ask yourself, did that person know or understand that what they were about to do would be considered as biting that hand? Or did the circumstances in the moment cloud their judgment so much that they couldn't see it? It depends on whoever you are on how you perceive it, but do remember this, my people. D-Nation. Everything comes back, good or bad, because the seeds you've planted in the past, they will always come back to feed you later. But that's all I got. Y'all stay safe, y'all stay positive, y'all stay sober. If you ain't moving, you losing, my boy. And we out. Call me, D.
Hustler talk, no comment. mental, just paper chase. Chasing my dreams, my nightmares ain't got no money. Just a cardboard sign and they existing so bumming. And they want me down